Welcome to FreedomCast, a podcast dedicated to interviewing star icons and entrepreneurs who have encouraged others to become more healthy and active. My name is Ashton, and it's my pleasure to host you as we take another trip through the fitness industry. It's entertaining and informative, and I hope it makes fitness more exciting and special to you in your own fitness journey. FreedomCast is supported by Freedom Fitness Equipment in Charlotte, North Carolina. Freedom Fitness Equipment serves the health and fitness community nationwide, from free weights and strength equipment for home gyms and studios to cardio and conditioning equipment for commercial spaces. Check them out at freedomfitnessequipment.com. Let's get rolling with today's show. Starting a diet caused the...
So I have a diverticulitis, which is, if I know correctly, in the large intestine, it's an issue where when you eat too many little seeds and things with skins, it gets stuck in these pores and it causes an infection.
Yes.
So it depends on, some guts are sensitive to it, some are not. So my brother and I have it. He had it. And what sucks about it is it's an infection in the gut, right? Mm-hmm. So it's pretty painful, but if you have a high pain tolerance, you just kind of ignore it. You think it's a cramp. Right. And then when it goes too far, the infection's basically growing. So my brother passed out and fell off his food truck.
Oh my word.
The fall almost killed it, which is wild. I did a stupid video about it. But then he ended up having emergency surgery to resection a foot of his colon. They stitch it, they take it out, restitch it. And then again, if your intestine, if the infection gets bad and if it ruptures, you can go septic, and septic is like it'll almost fatal. Yeah. So I was like 2 days from that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. What I knew I had it on Friday. I woke up with this pain, and I'm like, fuck, I know it, because it's on the left lower abdomen where the colon kind of comes out. Yep. Like, fuck, I knew I had it. And it's like, last year this happened to me the exact same time, same weekend, ended up in the hospital. So I had antibiotics left over from it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let me take some old antibiotics for like 3 days. And then it didn't get better. And if it wasn't for that, it would have gotten even worse. I would have ended up in surgery.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, this is my second. But yeah, it's like the diet. So I try to eat more blueberries every day. I was eating like a pack of blueberries a day, which has little seeds I didn't know. Brussels sprouts cause a lot of bloating, which cause things to not move. And then some like broccoli. You can't have the head, the little balls of broccoli. Yeah. Little things like that. So here's what it is. I can't have any fresh fruit or fiber for like a month before my gut just calms down. Some people would say that that's a plus. It depends. Because you can basically eat junk and be okay, is basically what I'm hearing. Yeah, dude, I want to go back to Five Guys now. I know, right? Yeah, exactly. It sucks. I lost 10 pounds and I was like, I'm feeling great. And I ended up in the hospital. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm just going to go back to Five Guys. Fuck this diet shit. I know, I'm going to go to 400 pounds again. I never hit 400. I was close. So. Oh man. Well, I'm glad to see that you're back and on your feet again. Thank you, man. Yeah. We'll definitely be watching out for you. Yeah, be careful. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get 30 days without an incident here. So that would be great. Yeah. So I'll do a brief introduction. I'll let you talk about your background and stuff. But this is Frank from LiftEvil, and he was so kind as to let us interview him on our podcast. And Frank does powerlifting, but also has some really sweet fucking badass banners. You can see a few of them behind him. He's into death metal and all sorts of hardcore stuff. So I'll let Frank introduce himself. But I just want to have you on because you seem to be part and parcel of the powerlifting community. So I thought it'd be really cool to interview. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Absolutely. I'm Frank. That's it. I suck at this stuff, man. I don't know. You're good. So how did, let me just ask you this then, like, what's your background leading up to starting LiftEvil? So yeah, this is funny because not a lot of people probably know about this. So I started as trying to be an animator. So I went to college. I don't know if anybody knows like art colleges, but I went to Pratt, did that for 4 years. Okay.
graduated in 3D animation.
Ooh.
And I did 3D. I did movies, commercials, video game stuff for like 12 years. Yeah, I did some. Wow. I did like the not the new Doom game, but the second the first, that cinematic where he's like walking through the gates. I did all those monsters.
No way.
Yeah, man. And I got to wear a Doom boot because they made the whole suit, but I was too fat to put the head on. So I put the boot. The boot's all that fit me.
That's sweet.
I did the new Mucinex guy. I made him. He has a Motorhead shirt under him.
Yeah.
Little things like Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, all those commercials I did.
You're kidding.
Yeah, man. I did that for like 12 years.
Wow.
And then I also taught animation for like 6. And
where'd you teach it?
School of Visual Arts.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the rival school to Pratt in New York.
Okay.
There's like 3 main schools. There's FIT. Well, there's a lot more. But FIT, Pratt, and SVA, they're all like rivals each other.
Okay.
So I kind of jumped shit from Pratt because they suck dick now, and I went to SVA. So, but I did that for about almost 12 years, and then kind of wasn't turning out to what I wanted it to be. I kind of climbed the ladder as high as I kind of wanted to, and with all the overtime and the shitty jobs and a lot of politics, I just wasn't enjoying it, and I wasn't doing my own work. I started like my whole life as kind of like an illustrator.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to draw. I've always drawn, and I was getting to a point where I was like miserable every day. Like every day I would drive to work, I would pick up a buddy, and then I would drive home and drop off a buddy. All we did was bitch about work. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm making cartoons and I'm bitching about work. This isn't making sense. So it kind of got to me. I didn't want to be one of those people that were like 40, 50 years old and just hate their job, but they got to do it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, I'm turning 30. I think I can try and do something new. And then I was getting into lifting at the time, just like trying to lose weight and get healthier. Just started powerlifting. And my brother has he had like a small personal like t-shirt business, like artist owned thing. Yeah. He would do little venues or little like markets here and there.
Yeah.
And we had a screen printing press in our basement. And I said, fuck it, let me make a shirt for myself, because I always tore up all my metal shirts, right? And to lift, because I don't like sleeves. I'm too fat for sleeves. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do this. And then within like 20 days, I came up with the idea, came up with the first design, which is there's like a wolf thing over there, and just started the business. So
nice.
Yeah, wow. It was, and then I said in 5 years I want to go full time with it, and I did it in like 2.5. So,
no way.
Yeah, I mean it was a struggle, and it's a sacrifice of time, but I mean that's kind of what I did.
Sure. Is how long has LiftEvil officially been around?
5.5 years.
5.5 years. Very nice.
2015 December.
Very nice. So what's the process for making most of these designs? Is it, I thought this is cool, I have an inspiration from somebody or something, and then I just draw it out?
Kind of depends on my mood. The first, like I always grew up drawing comics, right? And like I'm a big nerd, like comics, animation, like and a lot of horror movies. So I always drew dark shit and monsters and like Dragon Ball Z, like everybody. Yeah. So when I started, I was like, I just want to draw dark shit, like fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And now I still do that, but now because I can open up on my designs a bit more, I'm like, oh, maybe summertime I'm feeling a little more like I like colors, right? And so that's why I'm doing all this neon color stuff. And usually fall time and when winter starts coming is when I get darker.
Yep.
And then try not to sound like an asshole, but
no.
Sometimes I get frustrated with like when you're in like, you probably see this, but when you're in like the fitness or just anything, and you see too much of something you don't like, you just get pissed off, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I sometimes see designs that are just like, I don't like that. They could have pushed it. And this is just me speaking, not as like not hating on any other business, just as a designer, right?
I get it.
So I would be like, they could have pushed that design. They could have not kept so safe, or like, they could have done something a little more creative. So then I just will say, fuck it, I want to go full send. So that's this fucking gore design where it's just blood everywhere. I was like, I saw one, I was like, they're kind of hinting at violence, but I guess they don't want to go all the way, and I don't give a fuck. So let's just decapitate people. And then let's make fun of like USAPL or I don't care. You know what I mean? So that's where like the ideas come from now. Or sometimes I'll just be doing a design and I get so frustrated with the design. It'll be like the 20th time I've done it. So then I just start a new page and just start doodling something. And then there's like 4 designs that come out of nowhere. Nice. So just, I don't know, it comes. Or I just like YouTube copy Google image search and copy paste like everybody. I talk shit, I'm sorry. I'm going to get you in trouble.
It is true though, like especially within the art and designs, t-shirts in particular are really like the thing I like about your designs is there is nobody like what you create specifically. And there a lot like in the fitness apparel space, I see a lot of it was funny, I was looking at like I'm not trying to call these guys out because I'm sure that I think there's actually like a copyright license you can buy for this kind of thing. But like Zero Foxtrot, for example, and Conquering Barbell had the exact same like Indian head logo design. And
you can buy copy.
Yeah.
You can buy clip art.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of brands like that I love that I like. If you follow me, you know the brands that I fuck with, and I respect those guys, and those guys do artwork.
Yep.
But there's a lot of brands out there where you're just looking at designs and you're like, wow, I can literally Google image like gorilla head clip art.
Right.
And if you go through it's like $50, you'll find the art.
Yep.
I'm just like, I get it. You want to make a design, you want to sell shirts, and that's the business side of me, right? Now I'm learning that if you got to make money, you got to make money. But the artist side of me is like, there's no integrity in that. There's no originality. And then it's also like, you're not trying hard enough. You know what I mean? Like you can copy paste the design, but you can try harder and make something a little bit more creative, right?
Yep.
I don't know. That's just me. So.
And it kind of throws me because like, particularly like with those two companies, I love the rest of their designs. I'm sure there's a bunch of unique stuff, but you know, you see that and you start questioning, like, are they just taking something from somewhere else, like you said, or are they actually, do they have like a team of designers? And I know with t-shirts, I'm sure you've come across this. I mean, what's the turnover rate? Don't you have to be coming out with a new design almost every week in order for the business to keep going?
I can't do that.
Oh, no.
I fucking wish it takes me a week to just do an order. No. It's kind of, I try and keep it monthly. So I'll do like a monthly or like if things get really busy, because I'm a one-man shop. Like from design to order, it's just basically me. I had a buddy helping me for a little bit, didn't work out, but it's just me. So I'll say the turnaround is about a month. So coming up, finishing designs takes a couple of weeks. Promoting the release takes a week, and then orders, printing, folding. Like people don't understand fucking folding takes days.
Oh
like,
yeah, it does.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
So I'll say, but this is the funny part. So it takes like a month. So you have design, artwork. Then let's say you have the print prep, which you have to prep the artwork for printing, print it, problem solve anything that prints, and then you have to order. So let's say that's a month. But if I do everything every month, I basically have to overlap everything. So by the time I'm releasing and packing, I'm already drawing for the new release. So it's like a monthly thing is like, it's not like this. It's like a chain link. So it's like overlapping. So it gets a little bit overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, but I can imagine.
Yeah, that's pretty much like, takes about a week to draw stuff, 2 weeks. Okay. Well, it depends if I hate it. If I
right.
It, oh my God. So I'll tease a design and everyone's like, oh my God, that's fucking great. Release it now. I'm like, this is just a sketch. Leave me alone. And then it'll be like a month later. Hey man, where's that fucking design? Why isn't it not out yet? I was like, I hate it. Then like another month will go by. I was like, I fucking hate this design. I'm redrawing it. And then I'll redraw it and redraw it and redraw it. And then I'll like finally release it, but I still hate it. Or, you know, I'll like it for like a day and then I just want to get rid of it. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
At this point, are you cranking out? I'm really curious. I talked to another gentleman at FitCon in Texas about it was Combat Iron Apparel actually, and I was talking to him about cycles and how many t-shirts they have. So like how many are you trying to crank out normally during a run? Is it by the hundreds, or is it just like
by hundreds?
Okay,
kind of by the hundreds. I mean, I need to make rent for here and then my house, so like I'm living off of this, so it's like to make for 2 rents alone is a couple hundred shirts, and then to live off stuff. Yeah, so I mean, I'll push more as much as I can. You know what I mean? But the releases are definitely getting bigger.
Nice.
So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm loving it. I mean, it's good and bad because it's one of those things where I'm at a point where I need more help, but I can't really get more help just yet. So I got to just fight through that hump.
I get it.
I'm also moving in a couple of weeks, so it's like moving to a new space. It's a little smaller than this warehouse, but it's going to allow me to downsize a couple 100 feet and just like reorganize and really replan everything out. So
good.
Hopefully that'll push me to my next plan. So we'll see.
Awesome. How did you get the word out when you were first starting? Because I mean, I know with any business, it's really hard on the marketing side.
I'm famous, bro. I just had. I wish. I fucking wish.
That's what we all wish.
I wish I had like. I'm so jealous of people that start a brand when they're already popular because they just start a brand and boom, next week I have 20,000 followers.
Yeah.
Suck a dick. Fuck you. So, I just I grind it and I just posted artwork and just went through all hashtags and just started liking things and seeing if people will come to me and hopefully they like the art. And then just kept pushing it. Like, I don't think people understand how long that takes when you're by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be working 80 hours a week minimum at my job. So every time I went to go poop, I'm on my phone, just liking tags, doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
It was just slow grind, just long grind to get to like where I'm at now, and I'm still nowhere. You know what I mean? So, it's like, I don't know. It takes a lot of work, and I don't think people realize that when they get in, they're like, I want to start a company, and they'll start a company, and then it doesn't grow, and they're like, oh, I don't understand why it's not growing. And it's like, you got to put a lot of work in that.
Yeah. When we started our fitness business, that was during the pandemic, and we rode a wave, but once the wave, fell off, that's when the grinds it hits, and the grind is, I mean, it's real. I mean, we got the nice boost in the arm up front, but like, and I'm sure you did too, because just everybody's home. It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But man, dude, and everybody, I mean, like everybody seems to know Frank from LiftEvil now. Like that's awesome, especially in the powerlifting community. But I'm sure starting out, like I can't even imagine what it was, just getting the word out there. Like, and you talked about in one of your stories, I saw that you used to, I'm sure one of your strategies was like sponsoring things, but you backed away from that and started doing local stuff. Can you talk a little bit about why the transition?
Yeah. Well, even first, like the reason why I like some brands don't like to put themselves or their personality behind the brand, right? It's always just design.
Right.
I started getting a lot of people that liked the art, but didn't like the humor behind some of my shit. Okay, so this is an unfortunate thing. I started doing a lot of Viking shit in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I fucking love Vikings. For a while, I would call myself like a Cuban Viking, right?
Yeah, dude.
And have fun with it and shit. But then I would start getting a lot of this whole white supremacist shit coming to me. And, because it was getting wild like a couple years ago. And then they would be like, oh, white power. Or you would see on their pages, like, yeah, but these people are buying from me, but they don't fucking know that I'm Cuban. Or they don't know that I'm just this like dumb fuck, right? So then I started flipping it. And I was like, if they can't like me for me, then I don't want them liking my artwork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not an ego thing, just like you get what you get.
Sure.
So that's kind of why I guess you could say like Frank at LiftEvil, because I just like I just want to know everyone. I want everyone to know I'm a dumbass, but this is my art and this is me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get emails all the time going like, bro, I like your designs, but I don't like that you have a shirt that says suck my dick from the back. I'm like, well, then don't fucking buy my shit, bro. So it's just me being honest with myself. I guess,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then sponsoring shit. Yeah, fuck big meets. I have a lot of friends that do these big meets. Like Dan Bell's one of the most humblest motherfuckers you'll ever fucking meet. Period. But you have a lot of fucking douchebags that will go in, will win your money. And I'm not trying to like whatever, not ask for acknowledgement, but they'll go and win your money. They'll see that you write a check. They see your booth, and they don't even go to you, and then they just shout out their sponsors that had nothing to do with that meet. Right? So for a small company, if you're dropping $5,000 or $10,000, that's it. You know what I mean?
Huge.
So to not have any return or like on the business side, like the return on interest or like any kind of like respect or acknowledgement, I'm like, fuck that. Fuck those meets. Why don't the big companies sponsor the big meets, right? Nobody really does that. So I said, I'm just going to take my money and sponsor local meets because I respect I'm more of a local based lifter, right? What I mean? I'm not like some big time motherfucker. So I want to sponsor local meets, sponsor nationals when I can, and do it on a smaller scale. Like, because I can do that instead of giving $5,000 to fucking one company that some fucking douchebag will come in and come out, and then you have your name up there for 5 minutes. I can take that $5,000 and sponsor like 100 fucking beats. You know what I mean? And then I can give a little bit more to more of the people that are actually working and grinding as well. That's kind of my view on it. So.
Well, and it sounds like that's right in line with your brand image as far as like building a grassroots organization that really supports LiftEvil and the message behind that brand. So I mean, the big guys are fine and everything, but
they don't need me.
No, yeah. Well, and if they're if they're gonna shit on you, like why support that?
Not them, not the. Well, here's the thing. Like, you have people that are coming, and this is what I always say about these big money meets. You have people coming in that have 100,000, 300,000 followers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a small business company who's giving $5,000, $10,000, or let's say $5,000, just to be like this one meet costs $5,000 just to fucking have a table and your name on a side banner. You know what I mean? So why can't the sponsored lifters do a little shout out saying, hey, we're doing this meet, it's sponsored by these people, thank you. You know what I mean? Let them support you a little bit. That whole like support those who support you. Those motherfuckers don't support us. They support who sponsors them. So I feel like if that was like a clause that could be written in, like those bigger lifters are, required to at least shout out the companies that sponsor. It's nothing against their sponsors. You're shouting out a meet you're competing at.
Right.
I feel like that would help out the little guys a little bit more, but nobody does that. So
well, and if you're not seeing the return, then why you're not gonna come back either. So it disincentivizes you, and I'm sure you're not the only one that feels that way.
Oh yeah. So, and then it also made me just realize, do I really want to cater to the big guys or cater to like the more grassroots, like middle class, not middle class, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather, those are the people I get along with and chat the most. So those are my peoples I fuck with.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's where I want to put my money.
Speaking of powerlifting, what's your history there and what got you into it?
I suck. I'm old and broken and I can't do shit. And I'm retired.
Nice.
I competed for a few years and then I was supposed to compete again when COVID hit. And then of course everything got canceled. Business got insane. And then I'll get to like whatever, but then just trying to get back into competing again. And I did a strongman competition in January. Okay. And I tore my calf and I tore my finger up pretty bad. Like I couldn't even make my fist was doing this. Like this finger wouldn't bend at all. Now I can actually make a fist, but I couldn't screen print for like a month and a half. So and that's my job. Thank God it's my left hand. You know, people say, "Oh, that's a scar. That ain't nothing. That's a little battle wound." I'm like, yeah, but I can't do my work. My work pays the bills.
Yeah.
So, so now I'm trying to get back into it. I have a coach right now, Rob Paul. He's World Breaker Savage. He's fucking awesome. Powerlifting wise, it started basically when I started this company. And I had a very mini total of like my first meet was 1450. So it was like 537. No, it was almost 5375, and then like 6. Nice. And then I only started lifting when I was 29. I skateboarded for like 12 years. I'm like all broken for skateboarding, going downstairs and
no way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I have videos of me I can still do a kickflip and shit. And not a shitty kickflip, like I actually get air and shit too. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. I was not bad for a fat guy. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, but I was always active and physical, but I was never like I love lifting and trying to be strong, but I never really got into lifting. Mm-hmm. So what happened was in 8th grade skateboarding, I tore my ACL. And then I was too young for reconstructive surgery. I tore 50% of all the ligaments around the knee. So I had to clean it up. And then I basically did the swim team for 4 years. So as a Cuban, I swam. It's like the easiest thing. I was like, let's swim. And then I swam, and then I still skateboarded for like 10 years after that. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of like my youth athletics. And then when I stopped skateboarding and then I started working more, I got really fat and like just whatever. I was enjoying life. I was traveling.
Yeah.
And then when I hit 28, 29, I was like, man, I'm fucking shit. I just want to get healthy when I turn 30. So then I started lifting, and then 30 is when I started kind of powerlifting.
Okay.
So now my last total 2 years ago was like 1720.
Wow.
So it was like 645, 445, and 620.
Okay.
And now I'm trying to push. I really want that 19. I'm super heavyweight, so if I don't have at least a 19, I can't justify being strong. I feel. So I just pulled 700 finally, and now I was on track pushing real hard, and then I got sick with the hospital, so I've been out for like a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. So hopefully maybe July, February we compete again, and I want to go for like mid 18, 19. So dang. That's my goal.
For somebody who started at 29, having a 1,400 pound total was impressive. I don't care what weight class you're in, to be honest.
Yeah. So I wish I was like country strong, but I'm not country strong. I'm just like hood strong, which is not strong at all.
So you mentioned a couple of times that you're Cuban. So did you immigrate here, or did your parents immigrate here? Oh, okay.
I'm first generation. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm first generation. My parents came here in the 60s.
Okay.
My mom did, and she came here when she was younger, but my grandparents came here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I guess what's really funny is it has nothing to do with actually being LiftEvil, but my grandmother and grandfather owned a sewing shop under us for like 40 years.
Yeah.
So they had a sweatshop, and now I have a sweatshop. So it's like, oh, look at that, full circle. So here we go.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been pretty wild with that. That's fun.
That's
especially
awesome.
Now with all this shit going on. So
yeah.
Right.
What were your parents doing when they came over?
Oh, my mom was young. She came in the 60s.
Okay.
So she was probably like 8, 9.
Oh, okay.
And then she didn't meet my father until they were like 20, and that piece of shit's gone. So fuck him.
Gotcha.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care at all. So yeah, my grandparents came over. They had to restart from nothing. My grandfather started working at factories in New York City for a couple years before he could pay to have my mom, my aunt, and my grandmother flown out.
Okay.
And then they left. It's actually a pretty wild story. My grandfather's brother worked at the TV station. Mm-hmm. So this is all before the whole Castro thing was happening. So right when Castro was doing his march from the mountains to Havana. I don't know if you know any of the history. He was doing his march from the mountains to Havana, like his victory march.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when my grandfather's brother was like, dude, you just got to leave. This is going to get fucked up. Ooh. And then so he left. And then about a year and a half later, he made enough money to fly out everybody else.
Nice.
So, and then in the 80s, everybody else came in on that boat and they're all stuck in Florida.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's fucking wild, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a good thing that they got out before Castro came down, and I'm glad the rest of your family made it. We had some friends from South Africa that are still dealing with. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you know about what's going on over there, but yeah, it's not pleasant.
Can't leave, man. Yeah. The only chance that most of my family left was that I don't know that boat in the 80s where Castro just unloaded all the prisons and shit. That's my I was like, okay, I don't like Castro. But if you have to give a fuck you to the U.S. and the U.S. says, hey, release some people, and you just say, all right, I'm going to just unload all my prisons.
Oh, my gosh.
Bro, I mean, the balls.
That's it. That's a big,
I'm not trying to be political, but the balls on that move was epic. And then you have to buy your place for your family. So that's when my great grandmother, great grandfather, and like all the great uncles and all those people came in, and then they stayed in Hialeah in Florida. So
okay, gotcha. Yeah. You said your grandmother was doing so they were doing sewing in the floor below. What was where the rest of your family kind of just whatever they could do to make it?
Yeah, well, I mean, my mom, after my mom was divorced, she basically just worked for the state, kind of doing like state work and shit.
Okay.
And then around that time, the factory closed kind of right before I got into college. So they were retired.
Nice.
But we always played around, worked at the factory and shit. So I guess that's where like that whole like, I'm not a big fan of snowflakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like when I was 13, I was working as a janitor in the city.
Nice.
It sucked.
Well, but, you were.
Yeah, but you know, like, and then now people are like, they finish college, like, oh my god, work is so hard, or like, oh my god, today my RPE was not as what it used to be. I give up. Like, suck a dick, bro. Throw some balls and just get back to work. You know what I mean? Like that whole mentality is like not there anymore. So I make fun of that shit a lot. But I guess that's where it came from.
It's a different work mentality. Well, and you've got an immigrant background, so like those guys. I mean, your entire family worked their ass off to make it here. They didn't have it easy, you know. That's what people forget. It's not like they were handed everything on a silver platter. A lot of people now are. Like I mean, my dad's from Italy, and you know, he immigrated to Canada before they came to the States. But you know, I mean, it's his dad was making cabinets. Like, it wasn't anything glamorous. So
yeah. I mean, you just gotta work for your family. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So any, I know you're always previewing on your page, but any upcoming designs that you're really excited about that are in the works?
Yeah. So I haven't told anybody, like, other than you and a couple of buddies. I haven't really announced that I'm moving. So that's going to happen next month. And then what I'm going to do is there's going to be like a handful of designs that I've done here at this warehouse. I'm going to try and re-release some of those.
Okay.
And then I got that Fenrir design that's pretty wild. That looks like a Stoner Doom poster.
Nice.
That's coming out. I got this like, oh my god, I got this fire and brimstone character, this demon that's on fire, and then I started drawing it, and someone was like, "Oh, that looks like Balrog from Lord of the Rings."
Dude.
And I hate Lord of the Rings with a passion. So now I'm serious? Fuck Lord of the Rings, man. Fuck those fucking hobbits that have to walk in those eagles. They can suck a dick. That fucking bitch ass eagle, bro. No way.
Oh my god.
I'm getting off the gray. I'm getting off the white. Fuck that shit. I hate Lord of the Rings.
Oh my word.
Yeah, man. So now I'm redrawing the whole design because it looks like fucking Balrog.
Oh my word.
Sorry, man. If someone I don't know. I guess it's just this day and age. When you show a design and you're an artist, and the first thing someone says, bro, that totally looks like fucking Dragon Ball Z. No, that's like the kiss of death. Fuck you for saying that. Now I gotta read your whole fucking design because you're a fucking cunt. You know what I mean? Like, stop that. So anybody that listens to this, stop that. It sucks. And then someone will I'll draw something, and I'm trying to be as aware. I've always tried to be as aware as I am of all the companies around me. Yep. So if I'm drawing something that's Japanese design, and let's say it has nothing to do with my buddy at Death Before Dishonor, which is an amazing company too, they just drop a Japanese thing. I'm gonna go, that looks nothing like theirs, but fuck you for doing Japanese shit. Now I'm gonna hold this, and then so I'm always trying to keep on top of that, right? So I don't want to like flood anything. But then when people come out and say, "Oh, this totally looks like this fucking design," I'm just, well, fuck it, I'm not doing it now. So,
so moral of the story is, everybody listening, if you like one of Frank's designs and you think it looks like something else, keep your damn mouth shut.
all designers, all artwork. If it looks cool, it looks cool. If the second you start comparing it to another design, bro, don't do that. I mean, you could, but you're gonna just mind fuck the artist. It's I don't know, man. It's kind of like
I get it. Because you want to be original, like you want to be your own thing. You don't want it to be something else, somebody else's thing, or remind of somebody else's thing. Yeah, I get it.
And influences, as much as I try not to do some, I'm always looking at art. So an influence might creep in, that gets similar, and I'm not aware of it. So yeah, someone can call it out. Okay, yeah, that's true. You can call it out, but every time someone's like, "Yo, that totally looks like this. That totally looks like that." I'm like, bro, just fucking say it looks good. If you got, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just like.
It's either badass or it's not, like there doesn't need to be any between. Oh, speaking of which, the design that you were previewing were you making it for a gym? It was the
the Punisher Superman thing.
Yes. Is that still coming?
That's for my gym that I go to. I did a commission with them to do like a collab. So I mean, and then the S is Signature Fitness, so that's the gym in in Belleville, New Jersey.
Okay.
So that's the place I go to. So my buddy who's the manager there, Will, asked me if I can do a collab with them. So that's what I did. Nice. So that's getting released soon, but I don't know if it's going to get released me and him or just on the gym.
Okay.
Either way, people like that comic book style a lot. So I'm just going to start doing more of it.
Yeah.
I just don't like doing. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just the designer in me, but just doing a design with skulls and throwing a barbell just to make it lifting is pretty cheap. Yep. And at first I would always do that, right? Because that's part of the game. But I've stepped away from that, and so that one was fun because that was for the gym. He's holding a barbell and all this shit. Mm-hmm. So every time I always wanted to do a comic thing, I'm like, well, what's going to make this kind of LiftEvil-y?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to make him fucking hold a barbell. Every fucking time I ask somebody or I do a question, it's like, hey, what do you guys want me to draw next? There's always, a undead guy deadlifting zombies. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, cool, but like everyone has that shit. So that's always just taking that category of art and like put it on the shelf for me. But now people like it, so I'm going to bring it back.
Oh, there you go. Like art. So are you envisioning, so you mentioned comic book design. So you envisioning like LiftEvil versions of comic book characters, or like basically superheroes LiftEvil style?
Yeah, I try not to stick to pop art.
Okay.
So Cthulhu is like the only one that ever broke that rule on, just because I grew up loving Cthulhu.
That's awesome. Yeah, that design's badass.
Thank you, man. And so Cthulhu was the first one I did it, and then I grew up with horrors, like the horror movies. So for Halloween, I wanted to start this classic horrors where I redraw all the classic monsters in kind of my own styles, but I don't like to always do pop art. So I'm not going to do my own version of Spawn.
Yeah.
Right. But I'll do a character like Todd McFarlane is my favorite artist. So anything I draw, people are going to probably be like, oh, that kind of looks like Spawn. I'm like, fuck you. I mean, that's just the style I grew up always drawing. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to do more comic stuff, more monsters. Like, whatever it comes out being is just going to come out being a monster. You know what I mean? I had this warlord design with a big tongue sticking out, and the year before I did him more of like a full body, but I couldn't put any detail into it. So this year I was like, oh, let me do a close up of the face screaming, and that's kind of an homage to all my characters. So I don't want to get, let's get nerdy for a second.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that character is a mix of a lot of fucking things. You have Venom, right, with the mouse, kind of Spawn with the style. I love Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd is one of my favorite comics. But then there's Judge Death, right? So Judge Death has that kind of blind mask.
Okay.
So there's a mix of all these little styles on it. And then now, I'm not a big DC guy. I fucking hate Batman and all this shit. But there's this Death Metal Batman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Death Metal Batman, they basically took the Judge Death helmet and put it on Batman. So it's like an undead Batman with just the teeth and the helmet. And so many people go, "Oh, that you just took Death Metal Batman helmet." And I'm like, "Fuck you, bro. First off, it's Judge Death. Secondly, fuck Batman." So that warlord design is kind of like a mix of all my favorite like dark heroes or anti-villain hero things.
Yep.
So it's a mix of everything, but then someone could, oh, that's fucking Venom or this or that. So it's cool. I love it. But yeah, hopefully I'll draw something that's just dark and kind of cool and comic-y. I don't know yet.
Nice.
So yeah, my head is, we'll figure it out.
That'll be awesome, man. I love that. Like I said, I love that Superman design that you're doing for the gym. Dude. So yeah. What's been your favorite? It could be either a commission piece or something you've already made for the store, but what's been your favorite design so far? I know it's been a while, 5 years, but
I think my favorite design, and totally correct me, or anybody correct me if I'm completely wrong, but my first comp shirt I did where it said LiftEvil, but there was like a big design under it.
Okay.
It had this demon design. I never really, if you notice, a lot of my work doesn't have words or phrases in it. Because the last one did, because, you know, like just a play on like hammer smash face and all this shit. So I want to make it back. But usually I never put words and shit. Just because I like to draw. So yeah. I never liked comp shirts that just said LiftEvil. I never did that. I thought that was stupid. So I wanted to put like a big hanging demon off of it. And I never really saw that. I always just saw just letters. So I was like, all right, cool. So then I guess that kind of blew up a bit. And then now that's where the Cthulhu idea came from.
Nice.
Be like a comp shirt Cthulhu. So I like that. That's my favorite design.
Nice.
Because I've never really seen that. If it's been done before, it's been done before, but I've never seen it. There's that one. The Fenrir, which is my first one.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone's first design. And yeah, I guess those two are like my most personally my favorite ones.
Is the LiftEvil design with the demon in the back, is that on your website right now? Or is that just part of like is it on your Instagram?
Oh, the comp shirt?
Yeah.
I'm bringing that back next month.
Awesome.
So I did that. Bring that, the Cthulhu in a new green color fade.
Sweet.
Might do that on a light shirt. I need to get people to start buying light colors. Everyone's always like black shirt. And I'm like, bro,
it's popular.
It is, but I'm like, bro, open up a bit, right? Yeah. So, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might do it on it.
Have you done a design on a white background ever?
Yes. And nobody bought it.
Say what?
Nobody bought it.
Nobody bought it.
I don't always design. Okay, so my design process, right?
Yeah.
I have a few key things I do before I do any design. Is and I guess it's just like basic design rules. But I always start black and white. If it doesn't read black and white, period, it doesn't matter. Okay. So it doesn't matter if it's on a white shirt or black shirt. If it doesn't read as a silhouette, it's useless for me.
Okay.
And then I've learned comic style stuff is all about detail.
Yep.
Right. But the t-shirt design is about readability and graphic design.
Right.
So if you can't see your shirt from across the room, it's also a fail. I've learned that. Right. Mm-hmm. That's why simpler shirts sell more because people can see it from across the room. Mm-hmm. So based off of that, that's how I start all my designs.
Okay.
So even if I have this cool idea, when I start sketching it, if I can't hit those 2 check marks, I'll trash it right away, or I'll redraw it. Then once I start seeing the design, I'm like, oh, maybe this will be cool on a black shirt, but what if I add this color? It'll pop more on a white shirt, or like a gray shirt or a blue shirt. So once I start getting into the design more, I'll start figuring out what shirt it'll fit on better. And then I'll figure out, like, oh, this design totally fits as a back design, right? It fits better as a big circular back. So then we'll do something small on the front or vice versa. So then people always go, I would totally buy this shirt if it had a back design as well as a front design. I was like, you're just trying to get more for your money. Fuck you, suck a dick. And I don't want it to be a back design because it doesn't feel like it should be a back design. I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's just like people just, they just want what they want. You know what I mean? So whenever I see those comments, I'm just like, suck a I don't know. That's kind of my design process. It's very natural flowing with the design. Mm-hmm. So once I like the design, where it goes from there, I have no fucking.
Gotcha.
So so it could be a white. The next design, I do have a couple white, not white. Nobody likes white. If you're not going to a Gore concert, people don't want to wear a white shirt. So there's a couple cool dusty color shirts that are like very muted. Yeah, so I might do that for next month. Okay. And then Black Friday, I just basically buy like 1,000 black shirts. Yeah. And then that's kind of like Black Friday. So
nice. Let's talk music because I know you're a metalhead, right? Yeah. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
What's your music choice and what are you into these days?
Well, first off, I was into hip hop until high school.
Really?
So, yes, hip hop for me is almost equally or just a little bit more than metal.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think a lot of people know that every now and then I'll toss in some hip hop and someone's like, bro, that's not metal. Like,
whatever.
Yes, but metal I love. Right now, I'm very much into a lot of the stoner doom metal. Okay. And then I love black metal. I just like it when it's grittier and I don't like things that are overproduced. Okay. You know what I mean? Like when it sounds too produced or too polished, it just, like I play drums and I've always played drums in my basement. So I like that sound. I like that gritty sound. This morning, I think I had the new Andrew WK songs on loop for like 2 hours. So Andrew WK is coming out with amazing stuff.
Nice.
I hate deathcore. I always make fun of deathcore, man. So, and I'm like an old school death metal guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
That's kind of where my world is.
Has that I know the metal side's definitely influenced the design. How's the hip hop side influenced anything, or has it?
My attitude, I guess. I don't know. I have like those designs that just say "suck my dick from the back."
Yeah.
So I guess that's just kind of like the hood rat in me, where just like, or like the road rage side of me. Like if someone honks at me, the first thing I do is stick the finger out. So I'm so bad at that. I did it to a cop once the other day, and then he flashed his lights. And I just put my hand. I'm sorry. I put my hand back in. So I don't know. I think that kind of influenced just like my attitude of just I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And
yep.
Like I don't like to appeal to. I don't know. It's kind of like just to stick to your guns. You know what I mean? Like I don't like to like change my stuff for anybody else. So I think that's where that hip hop attitude, not hip hop, but yeah, I guess that's where that attitude came from. Yeah. Like basically growing up kind of in the streets, skateboarding, going to Brooklyn on your own.
Yep.
And that whole culture kind of just made you kind of like chiseled I don't want to say a more aggressive attitude, but just like a more, I guess New York is a very brutal, I guess a very honest attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you get what you get. So we're not assholes. We're just, if we don't like you, we don't like you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then the metal stuff is just where all the gore and all the fucking shit comes from.
Yep.
So, yeah. I love gore.
Yeah, man, I get it. So some people may not know this who's listening to the podcast, but Frank's done some collaborations with lifting equipment such as the iSelf Fitness, LiftEvil bar. I'm sure you've done a couple other things. Are there are other collabs that I'm sure I don't know about? Any other lifting gear that people would be surprised that you've sponsored or like worked on with?
I've done Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat.
Okay, cool.
I did that last year for a Halloween where I did both designs. I did a design for them. That was pretty fun. Nice. I did a design for them where it was a little more fun and cartoony. Nice. And it was, because I don't know if you know Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat. They're like, they're definitely not aggressive with their art. So my buddy Alex, Dean, who owns it, is amazing, Mina. But my buddy Alex, he hit me up and asked me, we always chat, and he hits me up, he goes, oh, dude, we should totally do a collab. I was like, all right, cool. So what do we want to do? I was like, oh, let's have this fucking thing decapitating this donut, and it's like all gore and shit. And like, yeah, I don't know if that's really gonna fly. So we worked this. He had this idea to do kind of a Frankenstein thing.
Yeah.
So then I guess the metal aspect came in where it's a donut on a table, and then I have these. Oh, this is actually probably my favorite thing for LiftEvil. But I had these lifting trolls.
Yep.
And they're kind of like the Dr. Frankenstein on this donut that's on the table. And it's a direct reference to Anthrax's Spreading the Disease album cover, where the guy's going, he's on the table. So that's like, we both had the exact same idea when we finally nailed it down. So then it just came into making it fun and cartoony, but still, like LiftEvil style. Mm-hmm. And then I said, fuck this, I want to make a gore one and draw for myself. So then I decapitated him, and then I cut his guts out, and then Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat was in the guts, and then LiftEvil was on top. And then that's when I turned one of the trolls into Jason, one into Texas Massacre, and then one into a zombie. The trolls are my favorite thing I've ever done, period.
Yeah.
Because I come from a cartoon background, and nice. I do 3D. So in lifting, I'm sure everyone's always had a cartoon character with their company or something, but I wanted to incorporate the cartoon world more, and I never knew how to do it. Oh, I got one right here. So I got these little heads I used to give out to everybody.
Yeah.
I still want to do it. I 3D print them. And they're trolls. They're fucking, it's such a troll thing. So because I hate USAPL with a passion. Fuck you.
Tell me more about that.
Okay, so here's even better. So the 3 trolls for the 3 judges, the 2 sides at the front, they're called Sal, Al, and Paul, and the letters are all derived from USAPL only. And then my brother's name is Paul, so he hates the Paul character so much. And then I started 3D printing them, and I was like, oh man, I'm actually finally, and people like it a lot, and they love these little. So then every release, I just haven't had time. And then anybody that knows about 3D printers is when they get out of whack, you have to recalibrate them. It takes a while to recalibrate it, because I would mass produce like 300 of these.
Oh, wow.
Probably a little bit smaller, right?
Okay.
And then I would toss them into order. So maybe when I leave next month, I'll do one. And every release, if I did a Viking release or if I did a horror release, I would always do a version of the troll head in that style.
Nice.
Let me see if I have one right here. And I always make big ones for myself and make people really jealous. It's on my podcast table, which is back there. But
okay.
But I think that's probably my most favorite thing, because it's kind of blending what I came from into what I am now.
Okay.
So, and that's where I think people really enjoy. They enjoy the humor behind the trolls.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
What's the beef with USAPL? Now I'm curious.
Fuck USAPL. I just don't like that fucking that federation. All the money that they take in, the money that they don't give back. They don't do anything for their lifters. And I think it's bullshit. And then there was a lot of politics that went on even recent, like last year, where you had people that did pay to sponsor their clothing, which is a lot of money. And then they had a shirt that had more of a politically themed shirt, and then they started banning them. And then they're already paying for the fucking thing, and now you're just blocking it because of what you don't want to align with. And I don't like to get into politics at all. Like politics and religion, I'm a no-no for.
Yeah.
But then I saw it and I was like, man, fuck that. You're just blocking these people's political view, but they've already paid you and you've approved it. So then they came up with a rule. I'm not sure now. I don't keep up with 100%, but before, if you wanted to wear something at the state or national level, it had to be a paid sponsor. But anything under that, you can wear whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Now you can't. Now I think it's all the way sponsored.
You have to pay. BS.
I think that came out of that. So that's just another reason why I can't stand that federation. But I'm right now I align myself a lot, not a lot, but I do USAPL.
Okay.
I've done RPS, but there's always bullshit with every federation. I want to do a meet where there's no federation. I believe in no federation because you'll still have a USAPL meet somewhere that has bullshit judges and bullshit stuff gets passed by.
Yeah.
And then you have stuff that's like, I was super pissed because I love JB Boss. I don't know if you know about JB Boss.
No.
JB Boss, they've been around for a while. They actually stopped finally making shirts and stuff, but they're old school as fuck. Okay. They did a meet a year and a half ago called Party on the Platform. And it was a non-sponsor, non-federation, but you had Ed Cohen as a judge. You had all legit people as judges. And you had this guy, Brian Harshfield, I think. Awesome. One of the fucking most humblest giants you'll ever meet, man. And he was the first person ever to squat raw and pull 900 in the same meet.
Dang.
And they didn't want to cover it. They didn't want to approve it because it was unsanctioned. So if you look it up on Open Powerlifting, I think there's like a star next to it, unsanctioned.
Okay.
But I mean, like, other than it just being an official federation, I don't know. I want to go to no federation world.
I want to talk about this for a little, just a hot minute, because there's been some banter back and forth. I can't remember which one is the worst offender. What's the federation that keeps changing the rules to be more and more BS? Is it USPA or USAPL? I can never remember.
USAPL is always.
It is USAPL? Yeah. Okay. So I think I made a comment a while ago. I think Pioneer Belt put out a like a screenshot. Yeah, like a screenshot about that. And they're screwing over. Like, you're right, the amount of money they're taking in, but also the rule changes they keep making. They're going to kill the federation if they keep doing that. Because like little ticky tack things. And with the federations, like the tested and the non-tested, I'm going back and forth so much on that, because I was just listening to Massonomics talk about the amount of money that goes into just setting up the freaking meet, testing everybody if there's testing. I feel like with USPA, it's almost better because they don't freaking care, and you just go and lift.
Well, USPA, I've been natty up until last year.
Okay.
My whole life. But I've done non-natty meets because that's where the competition is. I want to rank. I want to see where I stood locally with everybody. Nice. I didn't give a fuck if it was natty or not.
Okay.
I know people fucking, it's a thing. It's what they believe in. I don't want to get involved with it. I just never cared.
Yeah.
But it depends. I think at the end of the day, it depends on the meet director. It costs money to do drug testing, absolutely.
Yeah.
In this area, I know in Texas they're amazing. Bobby in Texas is great for USPA. I know here in the Northeast, Adam Furchin, he runs the whole Northeast section.
Okay.
He's incredible. And their tested meets are run just as well as the untested stuff.
Okay.
Everyone gets tested. It's not favored at all. It's random as fuck. And I think he actually tests all the winners too.
Oh wow!
I'm not sure how I'm sure it's random, but he's very good with it. So
nice.
I guess at the end of the day, yeah, it costs more money to test, but it really comes down to the meet directors.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
gotcha.
That's why I don't really care about federations.
Yeah.
It's if you can find a good meet director, you're going to have a great meet, regardless of where you go. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all fun and games, right? It's
They need to make a federation that takes out the the political angles and simplifies the rule book. And I know there's 1,000 powerlifting federations and weightlifting federations in general. So like, it's just garbage to add another one, but still like, that you're not the only one who thinks that way about how these things are run. So like, there's got to be some groundswell support for, I guess it would be a simplified federation or something like that. Something that's just
my issue that comes up with that is like USPA started basically like that. Very, very simplified, very straightforward. As they grew, and they're obviously growing, it used to cost $50 to get your wraps approved. Now it costs $750 for a year. Yeah. So the more, obviously, the more stuff grows, the more stuff changes. I kind of think where if you don't want to do a federation, you should almost have like a referee license. Like you have to have a certain amount of experience, like a certification.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you can develop a system where you're a certified referee, and
that I agree.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That person's obviously qualified. And I'm not talking about USAPL referees. No. They compete for a fucking year and suddenly they're a judge and they don't know shit. Everywhere there's like this. I'm talking about people that have been like, you should be competing for at least 5 years or whatever to really know what the fuck you're doing. And if you can be let's say a certified referee, if you have an unsanctioned meet with these people, what's to say you can't get something passed? You know what I mean?
Yep.
If everything is calibrated, everything is weighed, let's say everything is videoed as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just every time I see a new federation come, it sounds cool, and then it starts turning into bullshit really quick. Or there's always, I don't know. I'm just trying to take the Fed out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, one thing they could do, I think what coronavirus taught all of us is that you can do a lot of more things virtually than you think. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that might take out, I was just thinking about this as you were talking, one of the things that might take out the BS that's going on with some of the judging standards is having like that panel of judges that is consistent throughout every single state, but they are on a live feed with multiple camera angles around the lifter every time that they're doing a lift. And they just, red light, green light on, sitting at their desk at home or whatever.
Kind of like the VAR system for soccer. The video.
Like almost like an instant replay where you've got the judges in the booth and they know what they're doing. And it's not like some Joe Schmo sitting on the ground. Somebody's, like you said, lifted for only a year.
No, that would be awesome. Something like that. I mean, that something like that could always work. It costs money to do that. Yeah. But if that avoids federation, look at how much money federations take. How much money could that cost? I don't think that's I don't know. That totally works.
They're spending a lot. I'm sure they're taking in quite a lot of money from sponsorships. Because even to set up a table here in Charlotte was like $200, which for me is like a lot, but $250 just for a table that nobody's gonna ever see over to the side in a corner. Like, really?
Well, I mean that $200, depending on the meet director and how you set it up, you can get that $200 to go straight to the lifters. So I like to give. What I like to do is I know meet directors need to make some money too, because that's a lot of work. They deserve to be paid. You have to pay the spotters, the loaders, the refs, right? But also at the end of the day, when I try and do a sponsor, I'm always trying to throw gift cards and stuff. I know that'll go direct to the lifters.
Nice.
So if that $200 is going straight to lifters' pockets, or if I can do cash, I'll do cash. But usually I'll do like gift cards and stuff like that. If I can do that kind of stuff, that sounds so much cooler to me. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So I know Pioneer always, when they sponsor meets, they just do a free custom belt.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll wrap it up here in just a minute, but if people want to find LiftEvil, either through social or obviously on your website, where can they go to find you?
At LiftEvil.
Okay.
Easiest word in the world.
Awesome.
Stupidest name ever. LiftEvil on the website. LiftEvil. I'm mainly just on Instagram, and anything that's on Facebook just auto push to Facebook. I suck at social media. Twitter, I just have it on Twitter so nobody steals it. And TikTok, there's just fucking stupid shit all the time.
Oh, you got on TikTok? Oh man, I gotta follow you there.
I started Man, I don't like TikTok. I get stuck on TikTok all the time just looking at videos.
Yeah, dude.
But
Yeah,
I love these trends of like you'll see it. I have a bad history of breaking chairs. It started with this, and I'm always breaking fucking chairs. And I'm always like recording because I have a security camera.
Yeah.
So people were laughing at that, and then I had a set. I don't know how I acquired these, but I had a set of really cheap plastic yard chairs, like the lawn chairs that snap on everybody. And there was these challenges where people would be sitting down and then they kick their shoe off and then it lands on their feet and it's like a different outfit.
Oh,
so
wow.
I did one of those where I'm all normal. And then when I kicked the shoe up, I cut to me jumping in booty shorts only and sunglasses, and I'm breaking the chair instead. And I'm just screaming in pain because I thought it was so much funnier. And I did that the second time for another, like a Buss It video, that Buss It challenge.
Yep.
And I broke the chair so bad that plastic slashed the back of my leg, and almost like the scars. It's a deep scar of like 3-4 inches. I thought it almost cut my hamstring, but it wasn't that deep. But I still have a scar. It's like this fucking big. I'm like, I gotta stop breaking this fucking thing. so every now and then I'll do something stupid. I mean, that's the humor side of me. Like I goof off way too much. So. And the only thing is on Instagram, it's not long format. And as a business account, you can't put music on shit.
Yeah.
So I just do it on TikTok, but not as much. I wish I had more time to do bullshit. So,
man,
you see shit sometimes. You're like, oh, they're trying to be cute, but they're not being cute. They suck. You know what I mean? Like they're not trying hard. They're not funny enough. I'm like, I just want to do something stupid, man. I think I can do that. I was like, it's kind of like that.
I'm sure you get a kick out of man, there are so many I thought TikTok was going to be, all right, starting out, but the amount of trolls and just BS on TikTok. My word.
I fuel myself with people trolling. I like to call myself like a troll king.
Yeah.
I just love fucking with people. It's one of my favorite things. So,
I bet.
And it's, I don't know. I just like to have a good laugh. So
it's the perfect environment for that because people get so butthurt over so little, like 12-year-olds mainly, I think.
Dude, I love it. Oh my God. I get people all the time trying to ask to get sponsored and shit.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm a fucking aspiring powerlifter. Give me a free shirt. I'm like, bro, suck my dick. And then I'll fuck with them, and then I put them on blast. I post them on my stories all the time. And then sometimes they comment back, bro, I can't believe you fucking did that. I'm like, I can't believe you sent me a copy paste email asking for free shit. So
that's
the last guy, I try to be quick, like witty with him, and he was asking for free shirts. And we have a thing now between me, Massonomics, and Death Before Dishonor, where if someone sends us, hey, give me free shit, I'll sponsor it. We'll say that, we're out of shirts, but go check out LiftEvil or go check out Master. And then these fucking people do it. They fucking go.
No way.
Yeah, man, they're not stupid. So the guy came to me and he was asking me the same copy paste email. I literally saw a screen grab from Jared at Depth. And I'm like, wow, this guy sent me the exact copy paste email. So I try to be really cute about it. I said, hey, man, our free shirt stock is all sold out. And he didn't get it. And then I said, go check out Massonomics. I don't know if he went to Massonomics. But then I put him on blast. I thought that was awesome. I love that shit.
Oh, man. It's just like sending him and the Boy Scouts, we'd used to call that like go out and look for the metal stretcher.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I had a wrestler who was on NTX. Some fucking motherfucker tried to send me the same shit. And I put him on blast. And then I kept tagging WWE, this and that. And then he, like a year later, I think he tried it again, or some, I don't know. He tried it with somebody else, and then I saw that Snapchat or that screen grab. I said, "Fuck this guy! This guy's a piece of shit." And then I re-blast him, and he finally sent an apology to me because I was tagging WWE and all this shit. I doubt anybody ever saw anything, but bro, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
stop asking for free shit. Earn it.
Yeah,
I'm really big on that.
Yeah. So, like. I'm curious about the sponsorship side of things because, I know you're going hyper local now, but like, what does somebody do to get that level of attention? for you, for example, like
right now, I don't sponsor athletes.
Yeah.
Because my issue is I have so much going on where I just can't put that time and effort to it.
Okay.
So I feel like it'd be a disservice if I can't keep up with that.
Sure.
So eventually I want to do it. I've just never come up with just enough time or a way to really do it. So hopefully I can. And I don't really believe in the ambassador program. I think that's a disservice to customers who support you more than somebody else who gets a code and thinks they're fucking hot shit and they have 20 codes for 20 companies and then they lift in USA.
There we go again.
Yeah, no, but I mean, if you want to get sponsored with a company, support that company first.
Yeah.
Anybody that comes up to me and asks me, "Oh, hey, first off, if you're going to ask, then like I come from like the old skateboarding days where you have to get noticed to be on a flow team or a local skate shop team, right? Yeah. They'll give you a board or two, but they'll notice you. Then if you get bigger, then you'll get known by a big company, but you have to support those companies first. If you're not supporting them, they're not going to notice you, right?
Yep.
There's lifters now. There's especially one lifter who just jumped ship from a company that he was with for a long time and suddenly won a big meet, and now he's with another company to get more money. No disrespect to any of the companies,
sure,
but disrespect to the loyalty and not respecting the people that help you get there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I see that, I instantly will write off people just to not even follow them or care, because I'm more about like you gotta like support and respect those people.
Yep.
So if you're not there supporting the brand or whatever, then don't bother asking the company to sponsor you. I believe that.
That makes.
That's like my number one rule. If you don't give a fuck about that company, if you're not supporting them, then don't email them.
Yeah.
If you want them to find you, then support them, and then maybe they'll fucking notice. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So.
Yep.
That's my number one thing.
That makes sense. Well, I've also heard that sponsoring athletes can be a pain in the ass. I don't know if it's personalities or styles or, like if they do something stupid, like your name is all over everything.
You can have somebody, it also is, it also could be, let's say you sponsor somebody and they're also sponsored by a company that does wraps for a living or gym equipment. Then that means if you start making wraps, you can't sponsor that person because they're already tied into that other contract. All this bullshit goes on. Animal, I don't want to, I guess I just said animal. There was this whole, well, it's also all no-nos out there. Jamal, the deadlifter guy, who does 1,000 or so.
Oh, wow.
There's this whole talk where he switched to Gymshark, but he also wears animal clothing. So animal, even though they're a supplement supply, it was one of those things where it's all about the clothing and the advertising. So when he went to Gymshark, they kind of animal dropped him because then he's wearing Gymshark, and Gymshark has a no advertising law where you can't wear another company's logo. That's also a thing I don't really fuck with. If you're sponsored with a company and if that company has a like a no compete thing, I don't want to fuck with that company.
Of course.
The companies that I enjoy working with are companies that I'm friends with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then also those lifters are going to support the companies that they're friends with. And they can't, if they're tied in with I get the business side of the aspect of it, but I guess that's my personal feelings mixed in with my business, and I should start separating that. But again, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't support me because you're tied in, I kind of just like, I lean away from that a little bit. I don't know.
Business should
grow
be
together and grow together because you can help each other. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that one guy that just goes up, burn every bridge.
Yeah, and just step on people's heads. No, I think you've got it right from a business perspective. It should be relational. It's not like if somebody's going to screw everybody over and just like grab the money every time, that's fine. But nobody, I mean, I think after a while, they're going to burn a lot of bridges.
Yeah, man. Then there's less parties, less collaborations, and less fun, right? So I don't know. Yeah. I guess probably why I haven't grown as fast as I should have grown. But I'm having fun, and I wasn't having fun at my last career at the end of it. So that's the first thing that if the second I stop having fun, I'm going to change this right away.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it's a good way to do business, man. Check out Frank at LiftEvil. Grab some of his t-shirts and banners, and keep up with all the artwork that he's got going on. Like you said, new releases every month, and he's got some badass stuff. So I appreciate you coming on, Frank, and thanks for taking the time, man.
Absolutely. Sorry it took so fucking long.
Oh, no, you're fine, man. And best of luck with your health, and we hope everything keeps going well.
Thank you, man. All right, you have a good one.
All right, you too. Take care.
Enjoy, dude. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for listening. Please give FreedomCast a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. It would mean a lot to our business. Plus, it's fun to read y'all's reviews. See you next time.